Snow across Scotland, gale force winds, temperatures dropping to -15. That is what we were looking at, right? The 20th of January 2026. And if you've been following the weather patterns across the United Kingdom this month, you will know we've had quite a turbulent start. Heavy snowfall earlier on, freezing temperatures, Storm Goretti causing significant disruption. But today, we're re-seeing something rather different, a transitional day, if you will. And that S what we need to examine carefully, because tonight S weather is about to change considerably. Let me take you through what S happening right now, what S coming, and what you need to do about it. The key feature dominating our weather at the moment is this battle between two air masses. We've got cold Arctic air that's been sitting over us for much of January. That S now being challenged by milder Atlantic air pushing in from the west. And when I say challenged, I mean it's not a smooth transition. These systems are colliding and the United Kingdom is sitting right in the middle of it. Looking at the pressure charts from the Met Office as of 6 o'clock this evening, we've got low pressure systems tracking eastwards from the Atlantic, but they re-meeting resistance. There is high pressure to the north and northeast of Europe blocking their progress. That is creating quite different conditions depending on where you are in the country. The contrast across the United Kingdom couldn't be sharper right now, and I know this because conditions are varying considerably from region to region. Down in the south, London and the southeast have had the best of it today. After a grey, gloomy morning with fog and drizzle, the skies brightened around 11 o'clock. Now, in the middle of the afternoon, there are some rather lovely sunny intervals, temperatures sitting around 10 to 11 degrees Celsius. That's about 50 to 52 Fahrenheit, if you prefer the old scale. One of the mildest days this week, but don't let that temperature fool you. Southeasterly winds are strengthening, currently running at 20 to 30 miles per hour, picking up to 35 to 45 miles per hour later this afternoon. Humidity is high as well, 85 to 92%. That means the feels like temperature is actually only around 7 to 9 degrees. So if you're already planning to head out and enjoy those sunny spells, and I'd absolutely encourage you to do so, take a windproof jacket. You will need it. More importantly, take your brolly when heading home. Rain is on its way this evening and it could be quite heavy, moving to the Midlands, Birmingham, Nottingham, Leicester and surrounding areas. The weather here is similar to London but a touch cooler. Temperatures hovering around 8 to 9 degrees Celsius. Cloudier than the south, but you will still catch the odd sunny spell, particularly around Birmingham itself. Winds are stronger here, 25 to 35 miles per hour, making it feel considerably chillier than the actual temperature suggests. Some areas may see light drizzle late this afternoon, probability around 20 to 30%. If you are driving across bridges or exposed sections of motorway, do take care with those gusts. Now we are heading further north. Manchester, Liverpool, Leeds, Newcastle. And this is where things start to become a bit more uncomfortable. Temperatures are lower, only around 6 to 8 degrees Celsius. In Manchester and Liverpool, you're looking at plenty of cloud, scattered drizzle, and rather breezy conditions, 30 to 40 miles per hour. Liverpool, being right on the coast, is bearing the brunt of it. Winds potentially reaching 45 to 50 miles per hour later this afternoon. If you are around Liverpool Bay, do be careful. The sea is rather choppy. The higher you go, particularly over the Pennines and Yorkshire Dales, the more challenging conditions become. More rain, stronger winds, temperatures potentially dropping to just 3 to 5 degrees Celsius. Drivers crossing this area, especially on the M62, reduce your speed and keep your lights on. Wales is on the front line receiving weather systems from the west. Cardiff in South Wales has temperatures around 9 to 10 degrees, but accompanied by scattered showers and quite brisk southwesterly winds, 35 to 45 miles per hour. The further north you go in Wales, the more difficult it becomes. The west coast is experiencing very strong winds, potentially reaching 40 to 55 miles per hour, with gusts even stronger than that. Rainfall here is significantly heavier. We are forecasting 8 to 12 millimetres through this afternoon and evening. The Snowdonia region could see even more. If you are planning to cross major bridges like the Severn Bridge, do check conditions before setting off. Strong winds may create restrictions for high-sided vehicles. Scotland. You're experiencing the coldest conditions in the country right now. Edinburgh and the southern Scottish lowlands are seeing temperatures around 5 to 6 degrees Celsius. Plenty of cloud. Few sunny breaks. Easterly winds around 25 to 35 miles per hour. Glasgow and the west of Scotland have additional scattered showers. Stronger southwesterly winds, 35 to 45 miles per hour. Very high humidity at 93 to 97%. Really quite a damp and miserable day, but the most challenging conditions are in the Highlands and northern Scotland. Temperatures only 2 to 4 degrees Celsius, extremely strong winds over higher ground, 50 to 60 miles per hour, and here is the crucial bit. At elevations above 500 meters, we could see sleet or even snow. Above 700 to 800 meters, snowfall is highly likely. If you are heading into the mountains, whether for hill walking or driving, do prepare thoroughly and check local weather conditions. Northern Ireland. Conditions similar to Scotland and Western England. Belfast is seeing temperatures of 6 to 7 degrees Celsius with scattered showers throughout the afternoon. Southwesterly winds quite strong, 30 to 40 miles per hour. Humidity high at 90 to 94%. Rather a wet and windy day. Ferry services across the Irish Sea may be affected by large waves and strong winds. Do check with your operator before traveling. Now, let me explain what's driving all of this, because understanding the meteorology helps you understand what's coming next. The ECMWF model shows a deep Atlantic low-pressure system, currently centered about 300 miles west of Ireland. Pressure in the center is 975 millibars. That is quite deep. This system is tracking eastwards, and it is dragging warm, moist Atlantic air with it. At the same time, we've still got that Arctic air sitting over northern parts of the UK and Scandinavia. The boundary between these two air masses, what we call a frontal zone, is positioned roughly along a line from southwest Wales through the Midlands and up to northeast England. As this Atlantic system pushes east, it's going to force that frontal zone to move. And when you get warm, moist air colliding with cold air, you get precipitation, sometimes heavy precipitation. That's what we're relooking at tonight. The UK Met Office model and the GFS model are in broad agreement on this. All three major models show this system deepening further as it moves across us. By tomorrow morning, the center of this low will be over the North Sea, with pressure potentially down to 965 millibars. What does that mean for you? Strong winds, heavy rain, and a significant change in the weather pattern. Many of you will remember the Burns Day storm of 1990. Back then, we had gusts exceeding 100 miles per hour. 47 people lost their lives across the UK. Now, I'm not suggesting we re-looking at anything like that severity. We re-not. But this is a significant weather system, and it deserves your attention. The rain system we've been seeing in Wales and the West will move rapidly eastwards. By around 8 or 9 o'clock this evening, rain will reach London and the southeast. And this is not light rain. We are forecasting heavy rainfall across many areas. Wales and Western England could receive 15 to 20 millimetres. Some exposed areas in the Welsh Mountains could see 25 millimetres or more. That's a fair bit of rain in a short period. The southwest, from Cornwall through Devon and into Somerset, will see the rain first, starting around 6 o'clock this evening. Initially as drizzle, then developing into heavier, more persistent rain by 7 or 8 o'clock. The Midlands will see rain arrive between 7 and 9 o'clock. Birmingham, Coventry, Leicester, you are looking at moderate to heavy rain through the evening and overnight. London and the southeast, rain arrives later, 8 to 10 o'clock. But when it comes, it'll be heavy, 15 millimetres or more through the night. Northern England, you'll see rain arriving slightly earlier, around 6 to 8 o'clock, because you're closer to the track of this low pressure system. Manchester, Leeds, Sheffield, expect heavy rain through the evening. Scotland, you are already dealing with rain in the west. That intensifies this evening and spreads eastwards. Edinburgh will see rain arrive around 7 to 9 o'clock. The Highlands will see a mix of rain at lower levels, but snow continuing above 600 to 700 metres. Northern Ireland, rain intensifies this evening, potentially very heavy at times. Winds will strengthen considerably as well. This is an important point. Coastal areas in the west and southwest could see winds reaching 60 to 70 miles per hour. Those are very strong wind conditions indeed. Inland areas will see 50 to 60 miles per hour in exposed locations. If you've got anything loose in your garden, bins, garden furniture, trampolines, secure them this evening. Those winds will pick them up and move them. High-sided vehicles, lorries, caravans, double-decker buses, you'll need to be particularly careful tonight and tomorrow. Strong crosswinds on bridges and exposed roads. Temperatures will drop slightly, 6 to 8 degrees in the south, 4 to 6 degrees in the north. But with high humidity and rain, it'll feel considerably colder. The feels like temperature could be as low as 2 to 4 degrees in the north. Tomorrow will be a challenging day for many of you. Plenty of cloud and strong winds across the country. The heaviest rain will be in northeast England. If you are in Newcastle, Sunderland, Middlesbrough, prepare for a very wet day. We are forecasting 20 to 30 millimetres of rain. Some areas could see more. That much rain in a short period raises the risk of localised flooding. The Environment Agency will likely issue flood warnings for parts of northeast England tomorrow. Rural roads may experience flooding. Urban areas with poor drainage will see standing water. Temperatures will be similar to today, around 9 degrees in the south, 6 to 7 degrees in the north. But with rain and wind, it'll feel cold and rather miserable. Travel will be affected. Railways could face delays due to rain on the tracks and high winds affecting overhead lines. Some rural roads may experience flooding or become impassable. My message for tomorrow: allow extra time for your journey. Take a good waterproof. And if you don't really need to venture out, perhaps it's a good day for working from home. Now, some important warnings and advice. Whilst roads are generally in good condition this afternoon, strong winds are creating challenges for high-sided vehicles, particularly on bridges and exposed stretches of road. Reduce your speed, maintain safe distances, keep your lights on in reduced visibility. Watch out for sudden gusts, especially when passing under bridges or emerging from wooded areas where you are temporarily sheltered. Rail services are operating normally this afternoon, but train operators have warned of potential delays and even cancellations this evening when heavier rain arrives. Do check your timetable before heading to the station. Have a backup plan. Major airports are operating normally, but strong winds later this afternoon may cause slight delays. Arriving early is a sensible idea. Regarding health, high humidity combined with low temperatures can affect those with respiratory problems, particularly asthma and COPD. If this applies to you, do carry your inhaler when going out. The dampness in the air can trigger symptoms. Elderly people and those with heart conditions should take note as well. Sudden temperature changes when moving from a warm house to cold outdoors can be dangerous. Layer up. Don't rush. Take your time adjusting. If you're replanning to take advantage of this afternoon's sunny spells for a walk, which I absolutely encourage, especially after those freezing days we've had, do remember a windproof jacket. The actual temperature is higher than what it feels like with the wind chill. Those hill walking or hiking in the Lake District, Snowdonia, and the Scottish Highlands, do exercise caution. Conditions up there are far more severe than at lower levels. Winds are very strong, visibility may drop, snow is possible at altitude. If you are heading out tomorrow, different advice applies. You'll need proper waterproofs, not just a light jacket. We are talking heavy, persistent rain. You will get soaked without proper kit. Footwear matters as well. Pavements will be wet and potentially slippery. Proper shoes with good grip. For those with gardens, secure anything that could blow away tonight. Bins, plant pots, garden furniture, children's toys. Strong winds will move them. If you've got elderly neighbours, perhaps check on them tomorrow. Make sure they're all right. Offer to pick up shopping so they don't have to go out in the worst of it. That's what communities do, looking a bit further ahead to the weekend and next week. Thursday the 22nd and Friday the 23rd will continue with scattered showers and wind, though lighter than Wednesday. Temperatures around 7 to 9 degrees in the south, 5 to 7 degrees in the north. But here's the interesting bit, and I say interesting with a touch of concern. There are signs that colder air will push in from the northeast over the weekend. The ECMWF model is showing high pressure building over Scandinavia and northern Russia. That would allow cold air to flow westwards across the North Sea and into the UK. If that pattern establishes itself, we could see temperatures dropping considerably. We're talking about potentially -5 to -10 degrees Celsius in Scotland. That about 14 to 23 Fahrenheit. 0 to -5 degrees Celsius in northern England. 2 to 4 degrees in the south. With that cold air, we do see the risk of snow returning, particularly over higher ground, but possibly at lower levels as well. Now, I must stress, this is still uncertain. The weather models are still disagreeing about the details. The GFS model is less convinced about this cold outbreak. The UK Met Office model sits somewhere in between. What we can say with confidence is that the mild, wet pattern we are experiencing this week will not continue indefinitely. Colder air is waiting in the wings. The question is when it arrives and how severe it becomes. We'll update you as we get more concrete information. This is the sort of pattern that needs watching closely. For those of you who've been waiting for proper winter weather, particularly in East Anglia and parts of the south, this pattern shift has potential. You've gone several winters without a decent covering of snow in some areas. But I'm not going to promise anything until we see how these systems develop. The confidence level on this forecast drops significantly beyond Friday. For tonight and tomorrow, we've got high confidence. The models are in strong agreement. For the weekend, moderate confidence. For next week, lower confidence as the models diverge. That honest forecasting. I am not going to pretend we can predict every detail 7 days out. We can but we can identify the patterns and give you the most likely scenarios. So, to summarize, this afternoon, do enjoy it if you can, especially in the south. This may well be the most pleasant period we'll have for the next few days. But don't to forget your windproof jacket. Don't to be fooled by the sunshine. The wind makes it feel much colder. And take your brolly. You'll need it tonight. Tonight and tomorrow will be difficult. Heavy rain and strong winds. Allow extra time for journeys. Check public transport before traveling. Drive carefully. Secure loose items in your garden. If you can work from home tomorrow, that's not a bad idea. If you need to travel, prepare properly. Good waterproofs, proper footwear, allow extra time. And remember, this is January in Britain. The weather changes faster than a teenager-esque mood, so do keep checking for the latest forecasts. You can find detailed updates on the Met Office website. Most of you will have access to that. They've got excellent radar imagery showing where the rain is right now. Very useful if you are planning a journey. For those in flood-prone areas, check the Environment Agency website. They've got real-time flood warnings. If your area is at risk, you'll want to know about it before it happens, not after. Keep warm, keep dry, and stay safe. This has been your weather forecast for the 20th of January 2026. We'll have updates